Hello everyone and welcome to Gamers Groove Entertainment with me, Susan. Today we have the honor of hosting Mr. Joe, the CEO of Greenford Ventures. I will let him introduce himself, tell us about himself, his company, and anything he feels the public and us are going to be privileged to know. Karibu sana, Mr. Joe.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm Joe Kabir, and the founder and the CEO of the Greenford Ventures. We are a tours and travel company.
Yes.
Experts in visa application processes, ticketing, and local or international tours.
So, Mr. Joe, how did this start? When did you sit down or wherever you are decide, I am going to start Greenford Ventures? How did that start for you?
Okay, I am an entrepreneur by nature. Even when I was studying to be my own boss or to start a company. I tried several businesses, but when I ventured into ticketing and visa applications, it emerged the best for me.
Okay.
I specialized in that.
You mentioned that you ventured into other businesses.
Yes.
So among those other businesses, which one was the worst for you?
I think the worst for me was the transport industry. Because I had started a logistic company, but in between there were so many challenges. Yeah, so many challenges.
So I want to know, and I bet the viewers want to know how your day starts. How does Mr. Joe Kabir start his day from morning till the afternoon, and finally as you wind up for the day? How is your day like?
Okay, mostly at the moment I report to work at 8 a.m. and sometimes I may extend up to 7 p.m. depending on the workload that we have. But lucky enough, we have staffs who have their own duties. We allocate duties to each one of them, and maybe when the workload is more, that's when we extend.
I'm curious, are you a family man?
Yes, I am.
How has the balance been between family, work? How has it been?
I always give more time to my family. When it comes to family matters, we know that family becomes number one. When you have a strong family, you will be able to concentrate in your work and you will be able to deliver well. So during the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, those are the times for the family fully, for the kids and for the wife.
We've just come from like a 2-year pandemic.
Yes.
It has affected people directly or indirectly. So tell me about how it has affected Greenford Ventures.
Well, it's somehow funny because we started the industry when it was right at the middle of the pandemic. And as you know, that the travel industry was the first one that was hit. When they stopped the flights to different destinations, we were hit directly because we could not book any ticket, we could not process any visa, and we could not have the movements in and out of the country. But lucky enough, we got a few openings in a few countries like Thailand, Bangkok, and South Africa. We were able to venture into those, to concentrate into those countries that are working, and gradually others continued learning. So you can say that we didn't experience the COVID.
You aren't hit as much.
Yes.
I've heard you mention we a lot, which means this is a family for you. A work family, you've employed people.
Yeah.
So how has it been being an employer in these tough economic times?
Okay, as an employer, the first thing to know is how you calculate your income. And by income, it means that you have the staffs, and staffs becomes number one. Because you cannot run a company when you are not paying the staff, so you are not checking on their welfare. And when you talk of staffs, it means that you add a staff if there is a demand. So every we can say every department grows from the customers that you have. You may have you may have some customers. For instance, in my case, you may have some clients who need air ticketing a lot, and you will find that maybe one staff will not be enough to cover the workload. So the job itself will demand for an increase of the staff. So every staff you add knowing that there will be enough income to cater for their salaries.
So I gather that you have assisted people travel overseas.
Yes.
And recently, or maybe in the recent past, we've had complaints about how traveling to areas like Saudi Arabia and the various countries overseas are really experiencing hardships. So what happens when one of your clients who you've assisted to go there calls and airs their complaints? Do you assist them come back, or how do you go about easing their workload or their hardships?
For me, for our company here, we have specialized much on professionals. Maybe in areas where there is no any negative feedback in most cases. So before we take a client outside the country, we have to do a thorough investigation or a due diligence to know the destination country, the welfare of the citizens, the foreigners who land there. If they have a good job, if they get a good job, a job they will be comfortable doing, and they get, the most important thing is that they get the permits, the papers, the legal permits to work in that particular country. For me, I have not been taking people to Saudi and to mostly those who experience such the house helps who are being sent to Saudi Arabia, but not all of them. From my experience, not all of them, but I have not been taking people to Saudi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know there are a lot of people, youths included, who would like to venture into such opportunities. How would they maybe reach you? How would they, if they would like to be a part of Greenford Ventures? Are they welcome here? How do they go about joining the team?
Yes, we are on social media platforms, Greenford Ventures, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube, Greenford Ventures.
What advice would you give the youth who are facing employment challenges?
Okay, right now, as we know, in Kenya, we have a very big problem of unemployment, and the reason is because every month or in a span of 1 year, we have so many graduates from our institutes, the colleges, universities, polytechnics. We have so many youths graduating every now and then, and they cannot be absorbed in the current work or job market that we have. We have very few job placement opportunities, and the number of graduates is very high. So what I would advise is that maybe check on the business side, the entrepreneur side, and see if one can be able to get anything to do. When it comes to business, it's getting a solution for someone.
Yeah.
So you may get someone who needs your service, or who needs a product, and they can't find it locally. So you get a way of providing such a solution. So that's all means.
So what I'm gathering is that you are encouraging us, the youths, and anyone else looking for employment, not to be stuck on white-collar jobs, but to be open-minded and venture into more blue-collar jobs.
Yes.
So thank you so much for your time. May Greenford Ventures be a successful company now and in the future. Viewers, this has been Gamers Groove Entertainment with me, your host Susan. I believe and trust that you have gathered a bit of information, and that until next time, you will be ready and willing to hear more from us. Bye. Hello once again everyone, and welcome to Gamers Groove Entertainment We are joined with Mr. Japheth, who is an employee at Greenford Ventures, and we are about to venture into a few questions of how Greenford Ventures has helped him, help himself, and help the society at large. Karibu sana, Mr. Japheth.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence and your time.
Yeah.
I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
So let's, right off the bat, tell me how Greenford Ventures has been so far for you.
First of all, welcome to Greenford Ventures.
Thank you so much.
And just as you've said, Greenford Ventures has been a revelation to me as an individual, and I also hope those who have interacted with Greenford Ventures while seeking for the services we offer have also been impacted positively. Yes.
So what led you to Greenford Ventures?
Greenford Ventures, professionally I'm a journalist. So during one of my field outings, I met the director, Mr. Joseph Kabir, and after a conversation on how the tough economic times were affecting the country as a whole, we got to share our ideas on how this can be, or how the private sector can be utilized in helping to neutralize this. And that's when he got interested in my ideas and decided to give me an opportunity to work at Greenford Ventures.
So we are just from a pandemic, and
Yes.
I'm hearing that there's a sixth wave.
Yes.
How has that been? How has the change been? Have there been more traveling now or in the recent past?
Yeah, like it's common knowledge that when COVID-19 came, that is early 2020, it affected the travel industry the most and the hospitality industry.
Yes.
So we've had a gradual reopening of the international flight routes, but just as you said, we're still having a few possibilities that we are still not from the woods. So it is fluctuating, but at the moment it is summer across the world. So the travel schedules have increased, but it's an unpredictable season. Yes.
What would you say is triggering the citizens to venture into greener pastures outside of Kenya?
Yeah, that is something that first of all I would say it's very unfortunate, because in my own opinion, the brains and the minds that are nurtured locally should be utilized locally to try and provide solutions to the different spheres of the country's economy. So in my own opinion, and from what I've gathered with the clients I handle on a daily basis, the reason why people are seeking for opportunity outside is, first of all, can be related to the tough economic times we are having. You know, the tough economic times are global, but as a country, we would say that the cost of living has skyrocketed. And when you compare that with the wages that, for those who are lucky to be in employment positions, the wages that are being provided cannot match the cost of living. So people feel like they can get greener pastures outside the country.
So in a nutshell, Wakenya hawajibuni kuwa Wakenya.
Saa hii ni kama wanavumilia kuwa Wakenya. Wanavumilia kuwa Wakenya kwa sababu tunajua kwamba chanzo cha bei za bidhaa kupanda ama uchumi wa nchi unashughulikiwa ama unachangiwa sana na ushuru, jinsi serikali inavyotoza ushuru kwa makampuni yale ambayo yanafanya kazi nchini na yale ambayo yanaagiza kutoka nje. So ushuru wetu kidogo umekuwa ghali na kufanya bei za bidhaa kuwa ghali.
And has Greenford Ventures been a source of relief for you and your fellow colleagues?
Definitely, because from where we are, I think comparing my life before I joined Greenford Ventures, I would say Greenford Ventures have been a plus, even to my colleagues, because we have somewhere to wake up to, and it's worth the toil. Most Kenyan employments, you'll feel like whatever the input from you as an individual cannot be compared to the output you get in terms of the salaries, the wages. Yes.
So where would you bracket Greenford Ventures? Is it under blue collar or white collar job?
Greenford Ventures, I would say, since it's I would put it as a blue collar, because it makes you interact with different people from different walks of life. And whatever we are trying to do, I won't really say it's a white collar job as such, because it's an industry that needs you to be at the top of your game. And white collar jobs just need that you come to the office, rake in your hours, and go home. But here you must grind it. Yeah.
So what is the success rate, for Greenford Ventures so far?
The success rate, I would give it an above average, because our objectives are to assist Kenyans in securing sustainable opportunities outside the country. And we have so far delivered on that mandate. So I would say that we performed above average. Yes.
So how would anyone who is looking into venturing for greener pastures out there reach you guys?
We have our social media platforms. We are on Twitter at Greenford Ventures. We are on Facebook, Greenford Ventures. We are also on Instagram. And on our social media handles, we have our contacts. And you can reach us via WhatsApp, you can call us, and you can also make a physical visit to our offices. We are located along Koinange Street, and we are at Kenya House Complex, first floor, room F3. Yes.
Thank you so much once again, sir, for your time, for all the information you have given me and the public at large. And yes, viewers, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Until next time, where we interview those who are in both white collar and blue collar jobs. See you next time.